Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Are you done for the year filming your show?
Yeah, we finished a few weeks ago.
How did it go?
It went well. It's we just sit around and laugh all day.
Wow.
It's the greatest job, I swear to you.
Are you surprised not only by the success of the show, but by the longevity of the success?
Yeah, now it just seems like it could go on forever, like some barroom conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
And does the cast want it to go on more and more?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, I'm so sentimental. I mean, the thought of a last show.
Right.
You know,
That
I mean,
stinks,
I just,
doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, I couldn't, I'd have to, you know, I'd have to ditch. I would. I'd have to,
You mean you wouldn't show up for the last
No, I could.
show?
I mean, how could you get through a last show? I'd just be sobbing the entire time.
You know, you have a great part on television. That turned out to be one of the great roles in comedy on TV today, didn't it?
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah.
My next life, I'm sure I'll come back as a fungus on a piece of cow flop or something like that. It's just too great. I mean, you sit around at the end of a bar and crack jokes, watch sports.
And you're beloved doing it, aren't you?
And you have these $1 million Hollywood comedy writers just giving you all these great jokes. It's the greatest.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm sorry, boys. Now, we were talking this afternoon, and somebody was saying that they read that you you run each day.
You know, I used to, but I blew out my knee.
Yeah. Now, how much did you run?
Well, you know, I used to run like, I'd warm up, I'd walk about a mile, I'd run about 3 miles, and then I'd interval for like 2 miles. This is all, you know, this is a man of leisure. We're talking, you know, a couple of hours it takes me to do this.
But now, yeah, but you know, if you're saying that you can cover essentially 6 miles in a couple hours, that's pretty good, you know?
Yeah, I suppose, what's that, 3 miles an hour?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you injured your knee, huh?
Yeah. I was in my manager's driveway, you know, and unfortunately or fortunately, he manages several other comic types.
So you were expendable.
Well, I was expendable, but also they were all there in the driveway playing basketball with me, and you know, heckled me. Could you move off the driveway? I got to get my car through. You know.
Now, when you were running, were you a little lighter than you are now?
Yeah.
And did you play sports in college? Where did you go to school? Notre Dame.
I went to Notre Dame.
Now, what kind of a student were you
captain
there?
of the football team.
Oh, you did play football?
No. No, I was a very poor student.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you studying there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do know. I'm probably the only person who actually, let's say I majored in drinking beer and partying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for example, and hanging around and talking about sports in a bar, right?
Yeah.
At Notre Dame, which is what I did.
Yes.
Making me probably the only person in the history of college education to actually major in school with what they did for a living. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very shrewd of you to select that as a course of study. Now, did you complete your undergraduate studies?
No. Well, yes, but not at Notre Dame. I bounced around. I got kicked out of Notre Dame with, I'm very proud to mention my grade point average that got me booted out, 0.00. Yeah.
Were you even enrolled?
Yeah, I was there. That was the problem. See, I was enrolled.
Yeah.
And because I just hung out and didn't go to classes. We actually had a road trip, you know, sitting around in a bar saying, you know, we should go to Denver. Let's go to Denver on semester break. Yeah, but when you plan these things, they always screw up. You know, the best trips are the kind that just come really spur of the moment,
Boom,
you know?
just do it now.
Just spur of the moment. Yeah. And then, like the devil, took over all three of us. You know, so we got in this guy's, like, little MG, 3 of us, and I'm in the back of an MG, like...
So you left.
18 hours to Denver.
You were in Notre Dame, South Bend, somewhere on campus, in a bar, and you just left and drove to Denver.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. How long did you stay in Denver?
Just a couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
You're kind of
just a couple of weeks.
You remind me of my dad, though. And you just went to Denver?
Well, you had a good time, though. We have to do a commercial, and then we'll come back and continue visiting here with George Wendt. And at some point in your youth, you traveled all over northern Africa?
Well, yeah, it was mostly a European trip. But
was this an extension of the Denver deal?
It was in the same spirit.
Yeah.
But it was mostly Europe, but we camped outside, you know, camped inside. You don't camp inside, I guess, but we were camping frequently because we didn't have money for hotels, and it was much warmer, someone said, in North Africa. Right. So we went down to Morocco and Algeria, Tunisia.
You and like 3 friends, 4 friends?
Yeah, 3, 4 friends, you know. Yeah.
It seems like a great trip. Was it a real adventure for you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get into any mischief, any trouble,
I did spend a few hours in a Spanish jail.
There you go.
Which was, those were the days
that was the name of your first album, too, wasn't it?
my blues album, Spanish jail. It was a Lambada album, actually. No, those are the Franco days, and it was scary, you know, because we had long hair and, blue jeans, and we had Morocco stamped all over our passport, you know what I mean?
So this is just coming back from Northern Africa.
Yeah, and we needed a shower. We'd been in Morocco for several weeks, and we needed a hot shower.
They arrested you for needing a shower.
No. You see, the only reason we would go to a proper campground is in order to get a shower. Otherwise, we just hit it on the side of the road.
Right.
And so we said, do you have hot showers? Do you have hot showers? Yes, we have hot showers. Are you positive you have hot showers? Because we're not going to pay 3 cents to get in here unless you have a hot shower. So we paid our 3 cents or whatever, billion pesetas or whatever it was. And of course, no hot shower.
Yeah.
And so I storm into the campground office and I'm arguing with this guy. I want my billion pesetas back. And you know those glass things that you put on desks to put your photos of your family under?
Yeah.
He had one of those. And I'm making a point, right? Bam, bam, and it shatters. And, so he calls the Guardia de Seville, and there I go off, in the back of a little Jeep with these guys with the, Napoleon hats on. And licensed to kill, by the way, I believe, under Franco, weren't they? They were.
I don't know.
I think they were.
With their hats. I think they had to use the hat, though.
And so there I am in jail, and they're sweating me out.
You must have just been scared silly.
I did. I thought, well, obviously it's a minor charge, but they may just not like the look of me and not hear my case for 6 months.
Yeah.
So they're sweating me out, and they search me, and I've got a Swiss Army knife. I'm camping, for crying out loud. and they go, well, what's this? I go, oh, give me a break. It's a Swiss Army knife. It's totally harmless, and with that, the guy flips open the knife, gashes his finger. Blood all over the report. He's like, oh! People are running to him. It sort of snapped down on him and gashed his finger. So, anyway, I'm looking at, I'm just thinking Midnight Express.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But when I wound up, actually, they were quite decent, and I got out of there in a few hours' time.
Okay, so after the guy wounded himself, everything was explained, and you were released?
Yeah, we went before a magistrate, and he said what happened, and I told him. The guy agreed, and he said, well, just pay for the thing. It was like $20. Yeah.
Well, that's
7 billion zillion.
But that's a great memory to have as a kid, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
you almost triggered an international episode there.
Yeah, of course this means war.
Yeah. And so now you have some time off before you go back to work?
Yeah,
what kind of things are you doing?
I like to keep busy.
Yeah?
Jog 6 miles, things like that.
You're working in films?
Yeah, I'm doing a feature film right now with a title to be determined. It's currently Fear No Evil, but I guess they can't use it. So it's a drama about the blacklisting era in Hollywood in the 50s. Yeah. And it stars Robert De Niro, which is
oh man,
yeah, it's kind of a hoot to work with.
Pretty good way to spend your summer then.
Yeah.
And when you go back to Cheers, you think it will be another season, a season at a time, another 3 seasons? What do you think?
Well, actually, we're set for 1 more season, and beyond that, it's just up to Ted Danson, I guess.
Oh, is that how that works? Well, anyway, congratulations on everything, and I'm so happy you could come by here again,
well,
George. Nice to see you. Look, it's George Wendt, kids. We have to do station identification.